This is our land, a land of peace and of plenty, a land of harmony and hope. This is our land, Oceania. These are our people, the workers, the strivers, the builders. These are our people, the builders of our world, struggling, fighting, bleeding, dying, on the streets of our cities and on the far-flung battlefields, fighting against the mutilation of our hopes and dreams. Who are they? They are the dark armies, the dark murdering armies of Eurasia. In the barren deserts of Africa and India, on the oceans of Australasia, courage, strength, and youth are sacrificed. Sacrificed to barbarians whose only honor is atrocity. But even as we grasp at victory, there is a cancer, an evil tumor, growing, spreading in our midst. Shout! Shout! Shout out his name!
Nothing about the gods is good. Even the Lord stands. How could us we believe we are there, so as to turn our nations away from their country? He is a people. But we are the ones of the spirit. This is the Lord, he is the Lord.
That table.
Rough Times, 14284, page 3, byline 2, should read, Miniprod forecast increased chocolate ration April 1984 from 20 to 25 grams per week.
I confess to spreading the rumor on orders from Goldstein that the war is not really with Eurasia, but with East Asia. And that for years, in fact since the days of our glorious revolution, I had no faith in our future. I forged government announcements and falsified figures quoted for agricultural and industrial activity. As a result of mental disturbance dating from my experiences during the atomic wars, I was a willing subject of Goldstein's influence. I was stubborn and egocentric. When own-life thoughts occurred to me, I reveled in them. I went into the proletarian zones. I had sex with prostitutes. I deliberately contracted syphilis. It was at this time that I made contact with the resistance. I was personally contacted by the arch-traitor Goldstein and ordered to assassinate certain inner-party officials. This I did. My agents forged documents and gained entry to the Ministry of Truth.
Thought crime is death. Thought crime does not entail death. Thought crime is death. I have committed, even before setting pen to paper, the essential crime that contains all others in itself.
Many hours of my free time encouraging my agents to deface party posters and hoarding announcements. I read and memorized Goldstein's book. For 30 years, I have plotted to bring down the party. I was sick in mind and body. Together with my colleagues, Aronson and Rutherford, I did counterfeit important party documents, including ex-London permits and travel passes, and that by use of these documents, my agents traveled freely throughout Airstrip 1, encouraging insurrection and organizing a massive counterplot to destroy the innermost faction of the Oceanian leadership. Furthermore, I used my position of privilege within the inner party to pervert and betray the truth at all times, and to suggest wherever possible that our traditional allies in East Asia were in fact our dead enemies.
April the 4th, 1984.
In my position as chief factory planner,
I think.
I stole military plans and at vast financial profit sold them to the Eurasian leadership.
To the past.
I was the
Or to the future.
attempt to subvert,
To an age when thought is free.
and so I became open
From the age of Big Brother. From the age of the thought police.
to the establishment. I assassinated a number of
From a dead man. Greetings.
"30 to 40 group, take your places, please. Right. Let's see which one of us can touch his toes. Right over from the hips, brothers and sisters, please. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Smith? 6079 Smith W. Yes, you. Bend lower. You're not trying. Watch me. There, brother. That's what I want. Anyone under 45 is perfectly capable of touching his toes. I'm 39 and I've had 4 children. We don't all have the privilege of fighting in the front line. Remember our boys on the Malabar front. Just think what they have to put up with.
Production is up to 1.5%. Switchgear 4.5%. Electric wiring 10%. Cigarettes 18%.
Smith.
Parsons?
Heard the rumour?
No? Good news, is it?
Oh, I should say so, yes. Choco rations going up.
Really?
25 grams next week. Double plus good, eh? By the way, Smith, I seem to have run out of razor blades for some reason. Do you want to happen to have any spare, would you?
Sorry, brother, I'm on the last one.
In 1983, Oceania's coal output reached 630 million tons. In 1976, coal output was 605 million tons, an increase of 4.1%. 5.3 million tractors were produced, an increase of 17.6%. 6.1 million tons.
I wanted to ask you if you've got any razor blades.
I've tried all over the place. I've been using the same one for 6 weeks.
Oh. Did you see the prisoners hanged yesterday?
No, I was working, but I shall see it on the screens.
We'll pick up the gin on the way.
Give me a gin.
2.2 million, 0.5 Victory recoil-operated heavy machine guns, 6 million rifle grenades, 9 million Perry pineapple tin grenades, and 1.4 million lightweight spigot-launching anti-tank rocket projectiles. Food production is also up.
How's the Newspeak committee?
3.5
Working overtime.
butter, 2%, milk, 6%,
Plus big wastage and adjective.
8%, mustard, 3%,
Plus big problem is timing the language to scientific advance.
pork, 3%,
Yes.
poultry, 9%,
It's a beautiful thing, the destruction of words.
sugar, 2.4%, flour,
You won't have seen the dictionary 10th edition yet, Smith.
7.5%,
It's that thick.
coffee, 8%,
The 11th edition will be that thick.
bread, 7%. Overall, food
Well, the revolution will be complete when the language is perfect.
The secret is to move from translation to direct thought to automatic response. No need for self-discipline. Language coming from here, not from here.
Excuse me for intruding, but what you're saying is that we should be rid of the last vestiges of Goldsteinism when the language has been cleaned. I couldn't be more in agreement with you, brother.
Absolutely.
Praise be to our leader and the party workers. Other munitions production figures are as follows. 70,000 M20 tank destroyers with 76 millimeter tanks.
Smith, Simon? It's an encouraging thought that by 2050 not a single person will be able to have a conversation like this.
Except the pros.
The proletariat don't count, they're animals.
See the hanging? Missed it myself. Bloody committees.
540,000 heavy victory rocket bombs. 35,000 Black Eagle 500cc motor bicycles. 300,000
Double plus good, this.
Army trucks.
Do you know,
405,000
I don't think there's a single piece of meat in this, dear.
600,000
Looks like meat.
gas
Tastes like meat. Isn't meat at all.
Aerospace production at the end
Double
of
plus
the
good.
3-year plan has also
Not like
been
it,
a
Smith.
great success.
Yeah, oh yes,
Every
it's
department,
too rich for me.
norms have
Do you mind if I,
Brothers and sisters, the battle for production has been won. Completed returns show that the standard of living has risen by no less than 20% over the last year. All over Oceania, there have been spontaneous demonstrations of party workers voicing their gratitude and joy. In honor of this massive overfulfillment of the 9th 3-year plan, it has been announced that the chocolate ration is to be increased to 25 grams per week.
If there is hope, it lies in the proles. If they could become conscious of their own strength, they would have no need to conspire. History does not matter to them. It was 3 years ago, on a dark evening. Easy to slip the patrols, and I'd gone into the proletarian areas. There was no one else in the street, and no telescreens. She said $2. So I went with scent of dead insects and cheap perfume, I went ahead and did it just the same. Rutherford unperson, substitute Ogilvy.
Ogilvy bio, details as follows. War hero, recently killed Malabar front. Today awarded posthumous Order Conspicuous Merit second class.
I accuse myself of sabotage, embezzlement of park funds, sale of military secrets, of being in the pay of the government of Eurasia, of being a sexual pervert, and a thought criminal. I exploited my trusted position at the Ministry of Peace to mislead our allies in East Asia, and also to corrupt youth by means of seditious literature and drugs. I am guilty on all counts. I stand here, a victim of the influence of
Under the spreading chestnut tree,
I implore you once
I
again
sold you,
to shoot me
you
while
sold
my mind is
me.
clean. And I ask only for you to accept my love of our leader.
Can I help you? Anything special?
I was here before. Razor blades. You sold me the notebook.
Yes. Yes. Well, please look round. What's this? Oh, it's a beautiful thing. It's over 100 years old. Cost you $4. There's another room upstairs you might like to see. Yes, it's not much in it. Just a few things.
My woman's dead. I'm just trying to sell the furniture. It's a beautiful bed, if you can get the bugs out of it. Interested in old prints at all? The frame's fixed to the wall, but I dare say I could unscrew it.
How did this escape? I know what it is. It's the museum in the street outside the Palace of Justice.
Oranges and lemons. Say the bells of St. Clements.
What was that?
Something old.
War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. A triumph of willpower over the orgasm. At a rally of the Anti-Sex League at Victory Square tonight, held to celebrate a 50% decrease in civil marriages, over 10,000 party women took a vow of celibacy and pledged themselves as vessels for the artificial insemination program.
I should kill her before she denounces me. I've disliked her from the first moment of seeing her.
You hurt?
Oh, it's nothing. It's my arm. I'll be all right in a second. Brother, could you?
You all right?
It's nothing. I only gave my wrist a bit of a bang. Thank you, brother.
Who is she? All I know is that she works in the porno section, probably on the proletarian novel-writing machines.
Mrs. Parsons, a spanner? Oh, under the sink, beside you. Thank you, brother. I wouldn't have had to bother you, but my husband's out late. Committees. You know what us Parsons are like.
You're a thought criminal.
They haven't been out much. Thank you, brother.
Attention! Your attention, please. A news flash has this moment arrived from the Malabar front. The forces of Oceania in South India have won a glorious victory. I am authorized to say that the war against Eurasia is within measurable distance of its end. 40,000 Eurasian soldiers have been killed or captured.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you have an ex-London permit?
Yes.
Can you get Sunday afternoon?
Yes.
Take this. It's quite precise. I rely on you to destroy it. Are you sure you can come?
Yes.
On your own, brother?
No, I'm joining the Vic Man's community hiking group. I was held up on urgent Minrec business.
Come back to the woods. You're safer.
Have you done this before?
Of course. Hundreds of times.
With party members?
Yes.
Inner party members?
Not with those bastards. Though there's plenty who would.
Look, I hate purity. I hate goodness. I don't want virtue to exist anywhere. I want everyone corrupt.
Well, I ought to suit you then. I'm corrupt to the core.
Do you like doing this? I don't mean just me.
I adore it.
Winston. We shall meet in the place where there is no darkness.
Adult literacy amongst the proletariat has risen by 56%. The proletarian infant mortality rate has dropped by 12%. Incidences of leukemia, tuberculosis, and meningitis have dropped considerably. Improved diet has been responsible for a dramatic decrease in rickets. Eye diseases show a steep drop. So too do deaths from pneumonia and smallpox. The improvement in sewerage and drainage systems has resulted in better health overall. State rodent operatives report a 50% reduction in the number of vermin in the central proletarian zones.
I just want to finish by saying a few words about the impact of this imminent neurological breakthrough. When the orgasm has been finally eradicated, the last remaining obstacle to the psychological acceptance of the principles of Ingsoc, as applied to Artsem, will be overcome. In other words, the unorthodox tendencies towards own life, which constantly threaten the natural erosion of the family unit, will no longer have the biological support of the organism. As we all know, the biological and social stimulation of the family leads to private reflection outside party needs, and to the establishment of unorthodox loyalties, which can only lead to thought crime. The introduction of Artsem, combined with the neutralization of the orgasm, will effectively render obsolete the family until it becomes impossible to conceptualize. Thank you.
Excuse me, brother. You dropped your ink pencil.
Thanks, sister.
A pincer movement has developed involving the floating fortresses of the Eurasian 17th Fleet, which have disembarked over 300,000 armed...
Not much. No. Not much left at all these days. The wars. Police don't like us much. That room. How much? $4 a week.
Hello. Let me show you what I thought. Look.
What is it?
Real sugar. Not saccharin. And I got a loaf of bread, proper white bread. And jam. A real tin of milk. Look.
Coffee.
In a party, 1/2 kilo.
How did you manage to get hold of all this?
Oh, there's nothing those bastards don't have. Aren't you pleased?
Yes. Yes, of course. Tea.
There's been a lot of tea about lately. They've captured India or something. I want you too. Wait. Turn around and don't look until I tell you.
Listen to that. How could you make a song written by a machine sound so beautiful?
You can turn around now. Winston. Do you like me?
More than ever. Was there ever a time when this seemed ordinary?
Attention! Your attention, please. A vast military build-up has been reported in the Sahara Desert. Sector 17 and 18 on the war zone. 14 heavy tank divisions, supported by...
There is truth, and there is untruth.
...have been sighted proceeding the convoy in a northerly direction.
Freedom is the freedom to say 2 + 2 = 4. If that is granted, all else follows.
Sort of rehab the water on opal zones, remaking dust and acreage to state plus plan levels. Intangico 1980 level in dust, output by 48%. Stop and demolition.
Times 31:10:81. Brother Tillotson wins mini chess. Request photo. File follows.
Attention! Your attention, please. Will all outer party members of Ways and Means Committees please attend their local community centres for discussions and seminars...
Under the spreading chestnut tree, I sold you. You sold me.
The meetings begin at 2000 hours.
Smith, I have been reading your Newspeak articles in the Times.
Yes.
You write very elegantly. That is not my own opinion. I was recently talking to a friend of yours who is an expert. His name has slipped my memory for a moment. What I wanted to say was that there were 1 or 2 unwords, only very recent. Have you seen the 10th edition of the Newspeak Dictionary?
No, we're still using the 9th edition of MNREC.
A few advanced copies have been circulated. I have one myself. You might be interested.
Yes.
There are some plus skillful new developments. Let me give you my address. I'm usually at home in the evening. If not, my servant will give you the dictionary.
guided missiles, 31,000 Victory fighter bombers, 23,000 Big Brother heavy bombers.
It has happened at last. The call has come.
It has been announced that
It seems that
37mm light
all my life
tank, of which 42
I've been waiting for it.
is to be named after Sub-Lieutenant Ogilvy, hero of the state of Oceania. Recently awarded, posthumously, the Order of Conspicuous Gallantry for his actions in the recent glorious victory over the forces of East Asia on the Malabar front in South India.
Half the water's boiled away. What does the clock say?
It says 21 hours.
What time do they cut the light in your flats?
23:30.
The hostel, it's 23. What is it?
I don't know. A little chunk of history that they've forgotten to alter. Message from 100 years ago. Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Cloud's.
You owe me 3 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's.
Who taught you that? What is it?
I don't know. Just know it.
You know the only thing to do is to walk out of here before it's too late. Never see one another again.
Yes?
Our luck can't last. You're young. Look normal, you're innocent. If you keep clear of people like me, then you might stay alive.
What you do, I do. I've thought it out. I'm good at staying alive.
When shall we meet again?
Not for several weeks. It's not safe. Give me half an hour. I love you.
Julia, do you think the resistance is real?
No. None of it's real.
Steamer! Dead over it! Get down! Get down!
Round the clock, after 153 sets in eyes top, PMA boom. Oceania is at war with East Asia. Oceania has always been at war with East Asia. Eurasia is our ally. Eurasia has always been our ally. Everything fades into mist. The past is erased. The Eurasia forgotten. The lie becomes truth, and then becomes a lie again. so much staying alive. Staying human is important. What counts is that we don't betray each other.
If you mean confessing, we're bound to do that. Everybody does. You can't help it.
I don't mean confessing. Confessing isn't betrayal. I mean feelings. If they can make me change my feelings. If they can stop me from loving you. That will be real betrayal.
They can't do that. It's the one thing they can't do. They can torture you and make you say anything. They can't make you believe it. They can't get inside you. They can't get to your heart.
I'm going to see O'Brien.
I know.
Outer party member 53922 Hicks, Mini-Rec, Proletarian Affairs Section. Outer party member 22315 Howard, Mini-Prod, Hospital Section. Outer party member 947743 Volgar, Mini-True Record Section. Outer party member 5739 Brady, Mini-True Record Section. Outer party member 984213 Devereaux, Mini-True Record Section. Outer party member 9106 Dodds, Mini-True Porno Section. Outer party member 38091 Ware, Mini-True Porno Section. Outer party member 11792 Bigland, Mini-True News Section. Outer party member...
Items 1, 5, 7 approved full-wise. Stop. Suggestion contained item 6 double plus ridiculous virgin crime think cancelled. Stop. End message.
Heavy turbine section. Outer party member 4392 Rosenblum, Mini-Prod Light Industry Section. Outer party member 66755 Davis, Mini-Prod Women's Section. That concludes the list of known agents of Goldstein actively engaged in the latest conspiracy.
Not much of this gets to the outer party, I'm afraid.
Sabotage and seditious propaganda
To our leader.
The fact that our eternal allies in Eurasia are turning against us. More nests of conspirators and saboteurs have been uncovered, and further arrests are expected shortly.
You can...
Yes. You're allowed that privilege. Some more of this? It's called wine. There are thought criminals who maintain that the resistance is not real. Believe me, Winston, it is very real. Perhaps you're not familiar with how it operates.
I'm attentive to the news.
Indeed. And perhaps you imagine a huge network of conspirators prepared to commit any atrocity to demoralize and weaken the order of our society. The reality is infinitely more subtle. If Goldstein himself fell into the hands of the thought police, he could not give them a list of his agents. Such a list does not exist. They're not an organization in the sense we know. Nothing holds it together but an idea. There is no possibility of change in their lifetime. In the face of the thought police, they cannot act collectively. Individually, they cheat, forge, blackmail, corrupt children, spread disease and prostitution in the name of spreading knowledge from generation to generation, until in 1,000 years, you may find this of interest.
Thank you.
A rally in Victory Square at 21:30 hours. That is the end of the announcement.
Goodbye, brother.
Goodbye, Mother.
They have attacked an village with rocket bombs and murdered 4,000 defenseless, innocent, and peaceful citizens of Oceania. This is no longer war. This is cold-blooded murder. Until now, the war has been conducted with honor and bravery, with the ideals of truth and justice, in the best traditions of mankind, until this moment. Brothers and sisters, the endless catalogue of bestial atrocities which will inevitably ensue from this appalling act must, can, and will be terminated. The forces of darkness and the treasonable maggots who collaborate with them must, can, and will be wiped from the face of the earth. We must crush them. We must smash them. We must stamp them out. We, the people of Oceania, and our traditional allies, the people of Eurasia, will not rest until a final victory has been achieved. Death to the eternal enemy of Oceania. Death! 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 Brothers and sisters, 1 week from now, in this very square, we shall, as a demonstration of our resolve, as a sure sign of those who attempt to threaten our party and our saints, we shall execute publicly the same number of East Asian prisoners by hanging, throwing, and quartering.
In accordance with the principles of doublethink, it does not matter if the war is not real, or when it is that victory is not possible. The war is not meant to be won. It is meant to be continuous. The essential act of modern warfare is the destruction of the produce of human labor. A hierarchical society is only possible on the basis of poverty and ignorance. In principle, the war effort is always planned to keep society on the brink of starvation. The war is waged by the ruling group against its own subjects, and its object is not victory over Eurasia or East Asia, but to keep the very structure of society intact. Julia, are you awake? Julia, there is truth and there is untruth. To be in the minority of one doesn't make you mad. Julia, my love, I understand how. I don't understand why.
I'm hungry. Let's make some more coffee. The water's cold. There's no oil in it. That's strange. I thought it was full.
They say that time heals all things. They say you can always forget. But the smiles and the tears across the years
She is beautiful.
She's a metre across the hips, easily.
It's her style of beauty. The future is hers. We are the dead.
We are the dead.
You are the dead. Remain exactly where you are. Make no move until you are ordered.
Now they can see us.
Now we can see you. Clasp your hands behind your heads. Stand out in the middle of the room. Stand back to back. Do not touch one another.
Surrounded.
The house is surrounded.
Suppose we may as well say goodbye.
You may as well say goodbye. While we're on the subject, here comes a candle to light you to bed. Here comes a chopper to chop off your head.
Be better. Please.
Smith, open your eyes.
Keep away from me, Smith. I'm an agent of Goldstein. I don't know it myself. Thought crime is so insidious. It just creeps up on you. My daughter found it out. Very proud of her. Very grateful I've been discovered before it's too late. They won't shoot me, will they, Smith? I know I could be very useful in a Labour camp.
Room 101.
No. Please. You don't have to take me there. Why? There's nothing I won't confess. Nothing. I've told you everything already. I mean, what is it you want me to know? Take him instead of me. He's the thought criminal. It's him you want.
time ago. You knew this would happen, Winston. Don't deceive yourself. You've always known it. The photos of you and the girl will be recycled for proletarian use. Do you know where you are, Winston?
I don't know. I can guess. In the Ministry of Love.
Do you know how long you've been here?
No. Weeks. Months.
Do you know why you're here? Shall I tell you why we brought you here? To cure you. To make you sane. That was 40. You can see that the numbers on this dial run up to 100. Will you please remember that during our conversation, I have it in my power to inflict pain on you at any time, and in whatever degree I choose. You know perfectly well what is the matter with you, Winston. You've known it for years, though you've fought against the knowledge. You are mentally deranged. You suffer from a defective memory. You've never tried to cure yourself of it because you did not choose to. It was a small effort of will which you were not ready to make. For example, which power is Oceania at war with?
Eastasia. Oceania is at war with Eastasia.
Eastasia. Good. And Oceania has always been at war with Eastasia, has it not? Tell me what you think you remember.
I remember that until only a week before I was arrested, we weren't at war with Eastasia at all. It was Eurasia. It lasted 4 years, I think.
Another example. A serious delusion. Photographs about which you've had hallucinations, which you believed you held in your hand. They never existed. Say what you're about to say, Winston.
They exist. In memory. I remember. You remember.
I do not remember. Only the disciplined mind can see reality, Winston. It needs an act of self-destruction, an effort of the will. Do you remember writing in your diary, freedom is the freedom to say 2 + 2 = 4? How many fingers am I holding up, Winston?
4.
And if the party says there are not 4, but 5, then how many?
5.
No. That's no use. You're lying. How many fingers, please?
4. What else can I say? 5, 4, anything you like. Only please stop it. Stop the pain. How can I help it? How can I help what I see in front of my eyes? 2 and 2 makes 4.
Sometimes, Winston. Sometimes they're 5. Sometimes they're 3. Sometimes they're all of them at once.
own right, Winston. Reality is in the human mind, not in the individual mind, which makes mistakes and soon perishes, but in the mind of the party, which is collective and immortal. Again? How many fingers, Winston?
4. I suppose there are 4. I tried to see 5. I wish I could.
Which do you wish? To persuade me that you can see 5, or really to see them?
Really to see them.
Again? How many, Winston?
I don't know. I don't know.
Better. No one escapes, Winston. There are no martyrs here. All the confessions made here are true. We do not destroy the heretic because he resists us. As long as he resists us, we never destroy him. We make him one of ourselves before we kill him. We make his brain perfect before we blow it out. And then, when there is nothing left but sorrow and love of Big Brother, we shall lift you clean out of history. We shall turn you into gas and pour you into the stratosphere. Nothing will remain of you. Not a name in a register. Not a memory in a living brain. You will be annihilated in the past as well as in the future. 3,000. This time it won't hurt you. Now, before we bring this session to an end, I want you to ask me your questions. I want you to clear your mind.
Julia.
She betrayed you, Winston. Immediately, unreservedly. All her rebellion, deceit, folly, dirty-mindedness has been turned out of her.
Does Big Brother exist?
Of course.
In the same way as me?
You do not exist. You have not asked me the question that is upmost in your mind, Winston. You know what is in room 101. Everyone knows what's in room 101. Now, fix your eyes on mine. What country is Oceania at war with?
I don't remember.
Oceania is at war with East Asia. Do you remember that now?
Yes.
How many fingers am I holding up?
5.
You see at least that it is possible. You've understood the reality of the past and of the present, Winston. Now, what of the future? The question: how does one man assert power over another?
By making him suffer.
Exactly. Obedience is not enough. Power is inflicting pain and humiliation, otherwise you cannot be sure. Power is tearing human minds apart and putting them together again in new shapes of your own choosing. Power is not a means, it is an end. In our world, there will only be triumph and self-abasement. Everything else we shall destroy. The past is forbidden. Why? Because when we can cut man from his own past, then we can cut him from his family, his children, other men. There is no loyalty except loyalty to the party. There is no love except love of Big Brother. All competing pleasures we will destroy. If you want a vision of the future, Winston, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. Winston, you are thinking that my face is old and tired. That while I talk of power, I'm unable to prevent the decay of my own body. But the individual is only a cell, Winston. And the weariness of the cell is the vigor of the organism.
You'll fail.
Why?
It's impossible. Hatred and fear have no life.
Why is hate less vital than love?
I don't know. But somehow you'll fail. Something will defeat you. Life will defeat you.
We control life at all levels. We create human nature. Men are infinitely malleable. Or perhaps you've returned to your old idea that the proletarians will arise. Put it out of your mind. They're helpless animals. Humanity is the party.
I don't care. In the end, they'll beat you. Sooner or later, they'll tear you to pieces.
On what evidence?
Goldstein's book.
I wrote it. Or at least I collaborated in writing it. No book is individually produced, as you know.
I just believe it. I know you'll fail. There's something in this world, some spirit that you will never overcome.
What is it, this principle?
I don't know. The spirit of man.
And do you consider yourself a man?
Yes.
If you're a man, you're the last man. Your kind is extinct. We are the inheritors. Do you understand that you're alone? You're outside history. You unexist. Get up. Come here. Look at you. You're rotting away. That is the last man. If you're human, that is humanity. It will not last forever. You can escape from it whenever you choose. Everything depends on you.
You reduced me to this.
No, Winston. You reduced yourself to it.
When will you shoot me?
It might take a long time. But don't give up hope. Everyone is cured sooner or later. And in the end, we shall shoot you. The law of gravity is nonsense. No such law exists. If I think I float, and you think I float, then it happens. I love you. You have the strength, Winston. You have the whole party. You are the party. You're one of us. One of the chosen. I love you.
I love you too.
Julia. Julia, my love. Julia. Julia.
Get up. Stand up straighter. Look me in the face. Tell me, Winston, and remember, no lies. What are your true feelings towards Big Brother?
must love him. It's not enough to obey him. You must love him. Room 101. You asked me once, Winston, what was in room 101. I told you that you knew already. Everyone knows. The thing that is in room 101 is the worst thing in the world. It goes beyond fear of pain or of death. It is unendurable, and it varies from individual to individual. It may be burial alive, or castration, or many other things. In your case, it is rats.
Please, what do you want me to do?
You will do what is required of you.
What is it? How can I do it?
In the proletarian areas, they will attack a baby and within 5 minutes strip it to the bone. They also attack the sick and dying. They show astonishing intelligence in knowing when a human being is helpless. The mask fits over your head, leaving no exit. I press the first lever, and the rats move into the front compartment. I press the second, and the door of the cage will slide up. These starving brutes will shoot at you like bullets. Have you ever seen a rat leap through the air? They will leap onto your face and bore straight into it. Sometimes they attack the eyes first. Sometimes they burrow through the cheeks and devour it.
What do you want? Do it to her. Do it to Julia. I don't care what you do to her, but do it to her. Tear her face off, but do it to Julia, not to me. Do it to Julia! Do it to Julia! Not me!
Military build-up has been reported in the Sahara Desert, sectors 17 and 18 of the war zone. That is the end of the announcement.
Brother?
On a house.
Thank you for coming.
You are warned to stand by for an important announcement at 15:30. This is news of the gravest national consequence concerning the war with Eurasia. 15:30.
Very worried about the African front. The news is disquieting in the extreme. Been worrying about it all day. It's not just a question of losing Africa. For the first time, the territory of Oceania itself is threatened by invasion.
It's inconceivable.
Must have been possible to outflank them in some way. I have an instinct. Bad news on the way.
I told them all about you. I'm only thankful they got me before it was too late.
Yes, I told them about you too. Thought crime. Sex crime or your treachery.
I have a meeting to go to. We must meet again.
Yes. We must meet again. I accuse myself of the following crimes. I have seduced party members of both sexes. I've been to the proletarian areas. I deliberately contracted syphilis in order to spread the disease to my wife and other party members. Together with other agents, I have counterfeited banknotes, wrecked industrial machinery, polluted the water supply, guided Eurasian rocket bombs to targets on Airstrip 1 by means of coded radio signals. I stand here a victim of the influence of Emmanuel Goldstein, guilty on all counts. I'm glad I was caught. I was mentally deranged. Now I am cured. I ask only for you to accept my love of our leader. I ask only to be shot while my mind is still clean.
A glorious victory! A vast strategic maneuver to outflank the Eurasian forces on the African front has been successful. Perfectly coordinated, it has resulted in the utter rout of the Eurasian army. There have been nearly 1 million prisoners. It has been an utter rout, a complete
Waiter.
demoralization of the Eurasian enemy. This immense victory brings the war within measurable distance of its end.
Wonderful news.